Yo guys, welcome to the second FIFA podcast. We're really excited to bring you this today. We've been working hard on it all week long. If you guys want to see more of this, smash the like button down below. If we can smash 10,000 likes, that will be incredible. Let us know in the comments who you want to see next, and let's go. Hello there and welcome to the second FIFA podcast. The first FIFA podcast went down like a storm. It was so much fun, and as you can see, joined by my co-host, #Mike. How are you, my friend? You doing well?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me again.
You are the co-host, man. I need you, everyone. So, we're joined by the legendary FIFA streamer himself today from Canada. His name is Nick28T. How are you doing, man?
Beautiful, man. So good. So ready for this. I'm excited, man. Very, very much so.
We're all excited.
I can feel Nick's energy. I can feel it.
Dude, I mean, for me, it's still early as well. So I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go.
I think for me, it's early, 3 a.m. So I think we're both early in some kind of way.
Yeah, early in the morning and early in the evening. There you go.
I'll take Nick's early over your early. I'm just throwing it out there.
You're just throwing it out there. I
don't know how you do it, Matt. Those 3 a.m.s, I don't know. That's crazy, man.
I think watching Game of Thrones got me energized. So I'm really awake right now. And it's really bright. So hopefully I last. So guys, if you've never seen any of Nick's videos or streams, here are his best bits.
Adrenaline. PC? As players are all fucking just bing, 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 bing. Doesn't matter how I pass the ball. He's got like 1 or 2 players that are just like, woo! We're fucking bees! We're bees, bro! We don't need no stamina! We don't need no fucking fitness! I'm fucking tilted, man!
So, Nick, firstly, welcome to the podcast. Hopefully FIFA and football are treating you well. I know you're a Leeds fan. That's obviously with Liverpool. So much history there. I just have bad memories with Mark Viduka.
The Ian Hart, the Harry Kewell days. Yeah, that's what I mean. If we want to go talking football, I can. I know Mike's got. I think myself and Mike both have like weird teams that people don't expect for Americans to like. Yeah. I think.
And I compare my play style to Mark Viduka. Like if somebody asks how do you play, I'm like I'm kind of like a Mark Viduka. So
okay, I respect that. Yeah. Well, you know what? The first time I met you, Mike, I honestly didn't like. I know that you're tall, but like I don't.
By the way, like you said that like the first time I met you, like we met.
Literally like 2 weeks ago or whatever. But yeah, like you just don't expect people's height, and it feels like I swear I'm finding more and more that like just YouTubers in general, like is everybody just tall? Are we all tall?
Matt's tall. I mean, his way back that was here last week is tall.
6'2"-ish? Yeah,
I'm 6'2",
Nick, Nick's taller than I am. Yeah.
No one thinks we have legs. We all just sit in the chairs all day.
Well, I guess that's the same thing. You expect to meet somebody, you just don't expect them to be tall. Like I'm sure, if anyone doesn't know about Cal Freezer or whatever too, or Zway, Zway's pretty damn tall too, right?
Zway's like 6'3", maybe 6'3", 6'4".
Yeah, so there you go. Or Bates, 6'5", 6'6", or whatever. Yeah. You don't expect that.
No.
So.
Bates, you're like a 6'4", a big 6'4", though. I don't want to,
6'4", yeah. Stretch it into a 6'5". You don't want to scare too many people there. Yeah. So I mean, in terms of the fandom, definitely Leeds is the team. But that was the era for me, man. Back in like the Viduka days, the Harry Kewell days, back when they were just. I guess, the early 2000s, late 90s, they're just spending money like crazy, man, with the, the Eric Cantonas and the Rio Ferdinands, and just all went tits up from there.
See, the reason why they went tits up is literally because, obviously, they reached the, wasn't it semi-finals of the Champions League?
Yeah, they got knocked out by Valencia, I believe.
Yeah, but the issue with that is they then, because of that Champions League success, they then paid, I think, like, way too much in wages to the players the next season, and that's how they went. Like, just... They crumbled as a club. It's sad because I'd never really minded Leeds. I would love to see them back in the Premier League. I think we've all missed it.
That will happen. I think.
It will. But dude, I don't. Will it? Like the championship just gets stronger and stronger, and Leeds just stays average. I mean, they're doing okay signings even now going forward. But it's just every team, and the way the cash is now, like in the Prem and in the Championship, like the teams that get relegated get this huge like windfall of money that helps them bolster and then gives them even more
the parachute payments.
Yeah, the parachute payments and stuff like that. So it's tough, man. We'll see. I was hoping for them back in the Prem, but I don't know. They bottled playoffs last year, so
I'll make a prediction. I think in the next 3 years they're back in the Prem.
Wow,
I like that. I like that.
Bold.
Well, they just bought back Ellen Road. They just bought back their stadium. Like, I think it's fully theirs again now. Like, they've got, obviously, the new ownership and stuff. So, we'll see. I don't think they're going to be doing Everton moves, Mike. By the way, the signings at your club.
Window. Yeah. I forget you're an Everton fan, man. Like,
yeah, we had a really good transfer window, even though, we lost Lukaku, which was kind of inevitable. I felt like, as a fan or as an unbiased, just a non-supporter, everybody thought Lukaku was going to go. We got good money for that. We've done a lot of work in the transfer window, which is great. I think we're bounced back, no problem.
Still thinking about a striker, though.
I heard about that. Was news today. I was seeing some transfer rumors. I don't think anything went through yet.
Was Everton get huge I don't know the inside and out with them in terms of their the purchase and stuff like that, but apparently they're not even using the Lukaku money right now. Like they just have a huge what is it, like a super rich owner or just a company that owns them?
We made a lot of good moves over time. You know how you talk about people making bad investments? We were always like the club that loaned out a couple of random guys that performed really well. And then you had the whole David Moyes era, which was 2002, and then from there, that point forward, and Moyes kind of, but Moyes was the guy for that. He would get some loaned player that I was like, man, I really don't know much about this, and then the guy would go and score, 10 goals off a loan for half the year or something. I'm like, perfect, great signing, whatever. How'd this happen? I don't know where you're recruiting. Unfortunately, he kind of fell off when he went to United. But I think those types of choices where you're not making long-term investments, you're not taking this big risk, and therefore, if it doesn't work out, okay, send him back. If it does, you can re-sign him. And then we got Lukaku, who ended up being a monster for a couple seasons. We haven't been great every year. I mean, we're like a top 10 club. And some years top 8, some years maybe top 6-ish. But,
David Moyes bought the likes of Mikel Arteta, Tim Cahill. I mean, who heard of Tim Cahill from Millwall?
Lane Baines,
Gravison was a beast for you at one
Osman
point.
Was still playing well there too. We had a lot of players.
Was Stone sold off from Everton too? Like that big money move, or was Stone from somewhere else entirely?
Yeah. No, we sold him. We did good on that.
Yeah. Whoa. Did you ever, dude? My God.
Because we got Williams right afterward too. We replaced him instantly because remember Williams was coming off the Euros where he played great. So we had a really confident Williams. I was like, perfect. I was about to send this back to you, man. I was about to talk about maybe Coutinho leaving to go to PSG.
Liverpool doing the opposite, man. Not buying it. Well, they do have Salah too. So I guess they've done
it's a really sore subject, this whole Coutinho. I think we should just glide by and just move on. Oh my God, just
hold them hostage, man. Like Arsenal's Coutinho, doing with Sanchez.
It's a bit it feels a lot like the Suarez situation. I feel like he'll stay for one more season, then he'll go. I don't see him going this window when we're about to get Champions League. His family's just settled here. They like it here. I'm trying to find any good reason for him to stay. So, yeah. And, oh, man. But saying that, his best friend, Lucas, has just gone. So, maybe he'll get lonely. I don't know.
He's still got Firmino. So
he's still got Firmino. I think you can't not love Coutinho. I think everyone does. He's
good.
He's awesome.
Good. That bit of business though, when Liverpool picked him up from Inter, I couldn't believe. What'd you guys pay? It wasn't 15. It was less than that.
It was like 10. I think it was 10. Yeah. Around about that. He was at, was it Espanyol at one point?
No, it was Inter. They picked him up from Inter, I believe.
Yeah, he was on loan. I think he was on loan at Espanyol at one point, but then Inter, that was the club he was last at, and he was that. I can't believe they let him go. I mean, he's probably on his day now, maybe world class, maybe nearly there. I don't know. But he's probably our best player with Mane.
I would probably put him as world class, but I don't know. We need some more consistency, no injuries, etc. But I would put him if he's performing at his best ability, for sure, world class in my opinion.
He's one of the best dribblers I've ever seen. He's so intelligent. I love the guy. I think if we do sell him, he'll probably go for 80 million, maybe more.
Yeah, you get a good rate for him. You get a good price. And Alexis, I think Arsenal should just pay him. I don't care what he wants. I think Alexis for me was top 5 player in the Prem last year.
Yeah, but 400K a week, dude.
I don't care. I'd pay him. It doesn't. Arsenal's not going to bring in a bunch of players anyway. Go ahead and pay the guy. Take that L. Make him happy. Whatever. Work it out with Lacazette.
Yeah,
400.
Yeah, I mean, it is true though. The last thing you want to do is just do the RVP thing again. You just lose your best player again and again. I hate to admit RVP being the best player of anything, but you don't want to do that again. That's for sure. And I don't think Sanchez leaves the Prem either. Dude.
I'm an outsider. Yeah, I don't think so either. I think he stays in the Prem, which is not good for you either if he's not on your team. He's just going to be more motivated because he's going to get that fat paycheck. I don't know. I would just pay him because I don't think Arsenal's going to bring in something better than what they already got with Lacazette. I hope I don't eat my words on this, but
Arsenal can pay him the money. That's the weird thing. They can pay him what he needs. It's just they don't want to spend it. They've got this massive they call it war chest or war cabinet, and they just don't spend it. But I definitely think he'll probably go to Man City. But then where does that leave Aguero? Like, will they fit in? Oh man, there's so much.
Wasn't Aguero
to do
like
with
he's
City
going too?
There was talk to Chelsea, which is.
They're just the swap of players.
I don't understand right now the Premier League with some of the moves that people make. It's just, I'm going to go to your direct competitor because we got paid big money. By the way, on a side note, just to reiterate on this, I think that Rooney's going to have a great season. I know there's
I think so too, man. I think he gets disrespected all the time, honestly.
I think he's got plenty left in the tank. I think he's going to have a great season at Everton. He's going to fit in with us. Grew up there. It's fine. We're good. We were always been with the club. He wants to come back and perform. I
think he'll have
maybe
that
that's a bias.
hunger.
Maybe that's a biased view. I don't know.
I think he'll have that hunger, that desire, that passion that I think we all saw at United for the first 7 years he was there, and then he definitely lost that passion. When we think of Rooney of old, he would just dive into tackles. He'd have like a red misted face. He'd look so pissed off all the time. Whereas last few years he's just looked so depressed almost and just not himself.
This will be his resurgence. This will be his resurgence in my opinion. And I mean, I haven't seen, and correct me, both of you guys know football well. I don't know if I've seen a 17-year-old like Wayne Rooney. Like, dude, you got to remember, when he was doing all that work in the Prem, he was like 16, 17 years old. It was crazy. He was mean. He was fierce. He was fast. He was physical. Give the man some superlatives.
No, dude. Dude, this is, we're going back, and I can't remember.
We're showing them our age.
Didn't he debut? He debuted for Man U in the Champions League. Didn't he score like 2 goals again? I can't remember who. It wasn't like a god tier team. It might have been like a Portuguese team or something like that. But he debuted in the Champions League and scored 2, I think, or something.
I think it was in the group stage in the champ. Yeah, he did. I think he scored on his debut. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that kid's gangster, man.
He's not a normal kid. That's all I'm saying. He was never a normal kid. All right, Wayne was different. He was going bald already at like 24. The guy's different.
Got hair plugs at 26 or something.
And he came out. He's like, "Look, I'm keeping some hair. I don't care. I refuse." Hair plugs at 26 means you're great at something. All right, because that was a bad genetic spell for him.
He really was like a man at 16, though. That goal he scored against Arsenal at Everton, like when he was 16, that volley. I mean, even as a massive Liverpool fan, that goal was awesome.
He has a lot of memorable goals. I'll never forget the bicycle he scored with Manchester United. Like, he has a lot of very memorable moments.
He's a legend. He really is. So, from footy to FIFA, now we smoothly move on. So, let's get to know Nick the man. 3 things people would not know about you, man. As a streamer, maybe just go for it. Feel free.
As anything, or like we're talking just like straight up YouTube or just in general.
I mean, people that watch your content assume that they don't know this.
They don't know this bearded moron in any way.
Know.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I mean, one of the things people don't know is basically, obviously, that I'm Canadian and stuff like that, and then that I also speak Arabic. I think that's something that people just.
You speak Arabic.
Yeah. So fluently. I speak Arabic.
That's awesome.
Okay. Wow, yeah. I didn't know that either.
So that's something. I mean, half my family's Lebanese, right? So that's where that came from. So that's definitely something I think people don't know. Another thing people definitely wouldn't know, especially that may be watching me for the first time on this podcast, is like before even FIFA, YouTube, and all of that stuff. Like, I was a huge car guy, petrol head and stuff like that. So I built like maybe 22 different cars over my time, like through the age of 16 to like 23, 24, like just project cars, one of which was featured in, it's hugely popular in the UK. I don't know if you guys would know it, but Performance VW is like a really, 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 really big magazine. So that's another thing.
Do you have a picture of this? Do you have like the magazine?
Yeah, I do. It's the June, what is it? Like the June 2009 issue or something like that.
That's
like
awesome.
It's super old. So yeah, I got a feature in there. And then another thing, I think, I don't know, Mike, I know you're like a sports guy, so you probably play anything and everything, but like I was heavy into tennis when I was younger.
Oh, wow.
I really enjoyed it.
I was actually the same.
Yeah, I know Matt's talked a little bit about like you've done, like you played for the county and stuff like that or something, right? Didn't you, Matt?
Yeah, let's have a game one day. That'd be actually quite fun.
Yeah, we could do doubles if we throw in one more. I'd love
right? So like,
so
I haven't played in a long time, but like I feel like tennis is very similar to like riding a bike. Like you just pick it up again, no problem. You're not going to be smashing volleys and serves and all that stuff right away, but I think you can pick up most of the old stuff. So I'd say those are 3 things that probably people
And tennis is hard to learn too. So if you've like built up some sort of ability or some sort of level or standard, then you're still gonna have that standard. And you'll be, oh man, a big gap between somebody that's just like, all right, I'm gonna play tennis today.
Yeah. Like trying to teach my wife how to play tennis. That's not even.
Could be a good series. That could be a good series.
Yeah, a nice little vlog series of me jumping off a cliff an hour later. No,
it's all about technique. It's all about technique, literally. Yeah. But yeah, that's really interesting. That the Arabic one is obviously a big one. That cars one, a lot of people won't know that. That's actually we will probably have like an image of your car like on. The stream, so that'd be really cool. Actually, on the podcast, that'd be really cool to do.
That was before the workout routine and regimen started like 3-4 months ago. So I was about 15
I saw the cross trainer image. Was it yesterday? I think he posted. Was it half an hour? Dude, the cross trainer is just
it's like I get made fun of all the time by the rest of the guys for my workout regime, but it's basically like a step machine. Yeah, so it's like a mix between like a elliptical, a step machine, and a stair climb. No, step machine, elliptical, and a treadmill, essentially. And I just, Monday to Thursday, I try and get like a good 25-30 minutes cardio of that. And then Monday to Thursday as well, I try and do weights and stuff like that. So that's something that maybe people don't know in general. I think maybe even for all YouTubers is, I think trying to like balance out your life in terms of like staying physically fit in some way, shape, or form is really difficult to do because it's so easy to get into this like grind of like doing YouTube videos and doing streams and stuff like that, and then only concentrating on that. Like I know that's something that I've dealt with in my 4 years almost now, 3.5-4 years of doing YouTube and streaming. That's the thing. Is like I've kind of not let my body go, but I think I was in way better shape before this became my like full-time job, just because of the ease.
I co-sign this. I co-sign with Nick.
Agree.
Yeah. Like I think. Do you guys are you guys finding yourselves able to get back on like a workout routine more easily now, or you think you're still struggling with it?
Last few months I've like completely started running like every day, like at least 2-3, probably 3 miles I'd say, and it honestly it helps just in terms of your mind so much, and it just helps with ideas and just getting into routine. It really helps. Whereas definitely during Team of the Year, a lot of it, literally like 12-15 hour days or more, just on Team of the Year. And people don't realize, I think we're all the same, like a lot of our time is editing, a lot of our time is opening obviously packs and stuff. It's opening packs doesn't exactly sound like a hard.
For us, life is so tough. We didn't say we were a lot of crying at bad FIFA gameplay. I'm known for that. That's something I am known for. Definitely, people know.
We've been we're the same with that. The amount of rants on Twitter, the amount of stream rant, it's crazy. But like I said, I think it's during Team of the Year, during Team of the Season, so much of our time is at our desk, and even then though you've got to get out and just like get running, get doing whatever, just whatever can make you feel better and just clear your mind of things. It can. Like running, for example, it just helps so much. Like it really does.
No, I agree. Like I think for me, I'll never pretend to be that guy on social media to like my viewers or to anybody in general that is like that gym dude that loves it. Oh man, look at this picture. I'm so sick and I'm so fit and this is my great kale shake and this is amazing. I love being fit. No, dude, I hate it. Every moment of the last 4 months of me getting up early, working out, having my stupid kale shake in the morning. I hate it all.
Oh, however, she got you on the kale shake?
No, dude, all on that. All on that. It's but you know what? Like, I hate it, but I'm kind of just happy with myself that even though I hate it, I'm still forcing myself to do it, for like the betterment. But I'm never going to bullshit and say I like it all. I don't. Working out sucks, man. If I could like sleep.
I'm not. I'm not a fan. I was doing great until FIFA 17 hit. Because then they had the whole FPT Champs was announced.
Yeah.
So now, especially from my perspective, I know both of you guys play, especially Nick, I know you play every weekend, sometimes on 2 accounts, but the stress levels that kind of go into like trying to plan out the best time to play, am I in good form right now? Yeah. I got to try to get, top 100. I want to try to qualify for this. That was a new hurdle that I didn't expect for this year's installment. Yeah. And that really doesn't correlate well for being in shape, in my opinion.
Oh, 100%. Especially weekends. 100%. Weekends are gone with this current format. I know what you mean. The weekend league this year, the amount of stress we've all had by playing FIFA, which should be fun, is insane. Like, especially for you, Michael, as a pro, like you must, that kind of level is just, I can just imagine it just to be just ridiculous. Like the stress with it. If you miss top 100 by 1 win, if you miss by freaking skill points, like, oh my god, there must be so much. There is. We've got even our level, because we're quite probably similar players, I'd say, Nick, this year, and probably similar to like Nap as well. Like even at our level, just getting elite can be stressful.
Yeah.
No, oh my god, 28 wins is horrible.
Yeah. It is, and I think like I think that's a lot of it's to do on. I think it's just the first year. I'm hoping, and EA is like, this is kind of like a guinea pig year in terms of like what they're planning to do for competitive 4-weekend league. And stuff like that, because they got to figure something out, at least for PlayStation, like whether it's sorting out matchmaking and sorting out the servers, because like think of someone, and this just comes to the top of my head, I don't know whether or not people will know who this is, but there's a good buddy of mine who plays on PlayStation. His name's Dr. Jarba, and he's an outrageously good player and will hit top 100.
Yeah, I know he is.
Yeah, no matter what.
He does a stream, doesn't he?
Yeah, he streams all of his games, he does all of that stuff, but with PlayStation, we're not talking making, what is it, top 12 for regionals, right? That's what it is, out of the top 100. Is it the top 12 that usually, like, qualify for regionals?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
You have a chance, maybe top 16. But
okay,
top 12
yeah, because
guaranteed.
then you get on a waiting list or something like that, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So just on PlayStation getting top 100, like, there's some weeks where you need 39-plus wins just to get top 100. So mix that and the pressure of, like, let's say on Xbox, the pros and going 39-0, 40-0 and stuff like that, 37. Did I just say 39-0? 39-1, 37-3, whatever. But think of going on to PlayStation, where just to get into top 100 and let's say try and make a regional, you need to go perfect. That's another level of I don't understand how that is possible.
Well, by the way, will you guys be switching or are you staying on Xbox?
That's a good question.
I don't know. I'll give you my phone.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was debating this.
So, I mean, it's funny you guys ask. I literally have my PS4 controller on me now versus my Xbox controller, literally holding them both up right now. And I gotta say, from someone that's played exclusively FUT Champs and everything in like, 2,000-3,000 games this year on Xbox, I've just today decided to do a Road to Glory on PS4 to just, for the next month to 2 months of FIFA 17, just to see how it feels and how it is. And already, I don't like much of anything from PlayStation. And the irony is that I come from PlayStation. Like, I'm a PlayStation fanboy. I started my gaming career and experience with PlayStation 1 and all that stuff. So I have all the reason to love PlayStation. And the reason, and here's what I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it, because maybe you understand servers and stuff like that better than me. But my reason for switching over to PlayStation was this and only this. Xbox and PlayStation now for FIFA 18 are completely equal, right? Because of icons and all of that being there. So anything that would have kept me on Xbox, which was Legends, and I think, Nep and a bunch of other people, that they switched over to Xbox because of Legends for content or having that extra jump, in competitive FIFA or whatever to be able to use Legends, whatever it was. But that's all even now. So I look at the two consoles and I think, well, everybody, says that PlayStation is more stable, the UI, all that stuff is more stable. So that's one thing, let's say, that goes to PlayStation. The other thing that goes to PlayStation, and one is the biggest reason for me to switch, is especially in the Americas, not many people play FIFA Ultimate Team as it is. And when you find out that, let's say, I don't know if the numbers are accurate, but let's say 75% of the user base of FIFA is on PS4 or on PlayStation, and then 25% of the user base is on Xbox, I'm thinking, well, amazing. I want to go over to PlayStation because I'll be able to play more different players and just a larger variety of players, whereas on Xbox over the year, I'll play the same 2 or 3 people over and over again in FUT Champs in the same weekend, which I don't know. I hate that. So I want that variety. But I haven't noticed PlayStation to be that much better in the first day that I've been playing on it. The servers feel just as awful on PlayStation as they do on Xbox, so I don't know what the reasoning is.
I've had better experience with the servers on PlayStation, but I don't like the controller as much on the PlayStation as I do versus the Xbox. I haven't decided on this Switch myself, because now you're right, we're equal. You can kind of pick or choose. I do think it will be easier to get Elite on the PlayStation, and it will be harder to get Top 100 on the PlayStation, so pick your poison.
I agree.
That's interesting.
Obviously, for someone like myself, who I would say at best I'm an average FIFA player, I think that is a little bit more enticing.
Give yourself more credit than that.
No, I am. I mean, people will hate no matter what I say. If I say I'm good, bad, or whatever. Like I've hit Elite 1 this year.
If you're able to get Elite in the Weekend League, you're probably at least above average or pretty good.
Yeah,
because that means you qualify for the Weekend League. You win a lot more than you lose, and that's versus like the sweatiest people we've ever seen in the FIFA community.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. So, and I think, I mean, playing Fatal, I hold my own. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all that's doing well. I'll beat some of the best players out there as well in Fatal. But I think that comes down to FIFA in general, right? I think we've all seen that is on any given day, especially in FUT Champs, anyone can beat anyone. You know, that skill gap is so non-existent, man. When someone knows the meta of the game, you know, where you just sit back, let the AI do pretty much everything.
Oh, God, I hate that.
That needs fixing for next FIFA.
If you're watching this, change it. Change that. Whatever you do,
They've
change
still got
that.
time. They've still got time.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Like, how do you guys find the controller switch to PS4?
Super
just
weird.
In general?
Super weird.
Yeah. I thought you would.
It's small. It feels like, I mean, again, you just hold them side by side. They like, well, actually, you know what? Now on camera, it looks pretty much the same. But the Xbox controller just feels
for you. I got you, Nick.
I think all of us, if we're bigger guys, you have bigger hands, right? So if you don't have these little dainty foo-foo hands, then the PlayStation controller just feels tiny. And I gotta say, my biggest complaint with the PlayStation controller, now that I've spent 3-4 years on Xbox, is the way the analog sticks are laid out for just skilling and LT, RT dribbling.
I think the triggers are better on the back on the PlayStation.
Yeah,
I was going to actually, we're going to ask you. I was going to ask Nick, and I know you had this as a question as well, Matt. How many controllers have you gone through this year? Because I think I'm actually competing with you. I think I'm actually. I can't believe I'm competing. I think I'm competing with you.
Oh God!
I think I've. Okay, so I mean,
I know how many I broke. I know exactly. I broke a girl. My girl bought me a controller, and I broke it the same week. I felt really bad.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know the number.
Dude, I love that grown men can legitimately just lose their minds at pixels on a screen. It's just the best thing.
No matter
ever.
how old you are, you always can.
Absolutely, ever. However, I will say, I cry every weekend league I play. I'll sit there and bitch and moan endlessly about how broken the gameplay is. But in terms of smashing a controller, I think I've only ever smashed one. For me, the biggest issue, and that's another minus for Xbox, is these freaking controllers. The RB buttons just fall off.
Yes. The damn triggers break.
Yeah, dude.
I broke 5. I've slammed none this year. I broke 5 and all triggers. All the triggers are broken.
All triggers. Dude, this is a multi-billion-dollar company, and you're telling me they can't make proper controllers, that we got to spend $80 or $60 a month on these controllers?
It should be able to withstand FUT Champions Weekend League.
In the comments, controllers, let us know. What are the biggest differences? What's good? What's bad? Because this is a big debate. And I've been trying to have it with people. I like the PlayStation triggers better. I don't like the PlayStation analog better. That's just my opinion. Matt, you're up. Dissect these.
I definitely think the grip on the analog sticks on Xbox is way more grippy, literally. It's so much more easy to hold. It's a crazy thing, but honestly, after like, 30-ish games, less, even like 10 games, we all literally do sometimes sweat playing FUT Champions, not just on the game, but in real life. And your thumbs can easily fall off. PS4, like, really easily. So, for me, Xbox, like, there's no comparison. The controller's great, but I may switch to PS4, though, still. I'm definitely thinking about it.
Well, I mean, here's the question for you, too, for PlayStation in terms of the analogs. Because literally the analogs are the exact opposite. So PlayStation is like a convex, like, so it's like an outward, like a bubble, right? Outwards. Who thought that? Like, who in their right mind thinks that's a great idea? Whereas Xbox, they're the whole concave thing, where it's like the inwards bubble, like the little bowl, right, that your thumb can like drop into. That's so intelligent. Who at PlayStation thought this stupid like ball is a good thing that our sweaty hands? I never even analyzed
that part of the. I feel like an idiot. As much video games as I've played over the years, and I never even thought about this reverse situation here. I'm playing with the analogs on the screen. on the phone. Nick's right.
I'm actually doing the same right now. It's PS4, you've got to buy accessories for the analog sticks to make sure they're a bit more grippy. Whereas Xbox, you never really have an issue with it when your thumbs are sweating. Like on PS4, we've probably had it where there's been a penalty shootout, and because the analog sticks are a bit slippy, you probably like dived the wrong way. So for me, the controller just hands down Xbox. I know you can get scuff. In fact, I've got a scuff PS4 controller which is Xbox designed, so that's really helpful, but Yeah, this...
That exists?
Yeah, they sent one. Shout out to Scuff. Thanks, guys, for that. Send these two as well.
I'm in Canada.
Hey, Nick wants
these
a
guys
controller.
do FIFA streams, they do good videos. They have a lot of subscribers.
I'm a really nice guy.
He didn't break any controllers this year, so he's reliable.
Yeah.
You know, if you send it to me, I'm
Ignore
5
the
for
last
5.
segment, Scuff, if you're watching. Hopefully you do. But yeah, that controller, that is actually fantastic. Not just saying that, but yeah, link is down below to Scuff Gaming. Anyway, the controller is amazing, but yeah, the PS4 one, it's too small for me. We're all the same. It's too small, the normal one, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. So, like, in terms of the PS4 Xbox debate, now that I've like kind of delved back into PS4, I would definitely say controller goes to Xbox for sure. I would say user base, at least from what the stats say, obviously goes to PlayStation. I just haven't noticed the benefit. A lot of people will try and tell us that like PlayStation or maybe people's experience is that PlayStation is more stable, has less issues connectivity wise than Xbox, but I haven't noticed that. Today alone, playing like the daily knockouts, divisions and stuff like that, I had 2 people drop out against me. I had speed up lag in PlayStation.
Jeez.
I've never had speed up lag on Xbox, other than one weekend where EA publicly said their servers were down and they were having, you know, really, really big issues. So, I don't know. Like, stability-wise, I don't notice a difference between the two. I like the UI on PlayStation, like, you know, the user interface.
The
like, it's just cleaner on PlayStation.
That's
always
the word.
better.
It's so clean. It's smooth as well. It just works really well. That's... Yeah, the PS4, I think PS4 does a great job overall. It's like, for me, a better multimedia console. But it's like comparing Ronaldo to Messi. Like, everyone has a different opinion, I think, these days. I don't know.
My tiebreaker comes down to disconnections. Basically, I'll go where disconnections are not happening.
Yeah,
that's true.
Have you had disconnection issues this year on Xbox, Mike?
Yeah, I have. It's ruined some months for me. Where I was qualifying for an event, and I'm like, damn it, I'm not being a toss-up now because of disconnects.
Damn.
Yeah, that's I got it. That's thank God I haven't dealt with any disconnects, dude. Because as it is, I get super upset at FUT champs at my own inability.
Have you never had a
keep it
disconnect
together,
this year?
Honestly, on Xbox, I've maybe had like 2 or 3 in the year, and it always awkwardly seems to be when I'm leading, like when I'm winning. I don't think I've ever disconnected when I'm losing, which doesn't matter because I would have lost anyways. But I find that funny. I wonder if that's like a known thing or glitch, or if that's just circumstance.
Leading on from that, Nick, in terms of like, we've all had it when we've had that disconnect when we're winning, but if your internet literally goes down when you're 3-0 up in a game, and it can be online, it can be on FUT champs, do you think that you should at least not get lost? Maybe just like it doesn't count? I've always felt that because it's not your fault if your internet goes down. I know it's hard for them to say, but I think in League of Legends they have that something similar where if a disconnect happens, they can actually review it. Whereas obviously FIFA, it's just if your internet goes, you've lost pretty much.
Well, so there's that's an interesting.
That's a different type of disconnect than the debate that I usually would bring up too. I'm talking about I stayed connected, nothing dropped, we are all good. I got kicked off the EA servers, not the power of the internet dropped.
Exactly. So I think there's a broad argument. You have that argument, like where let's say just your internet goes down. Yeah. Unfortunately, you have the argument of let's say you're just winning and literally you disconnect from the servers, but your internet is up. And then you also have the other thing where I think it kind of goes hand in hand. Where let's say it's 0-0, 90th minute, you get a pen. You're gonna go put that pen in the net, and your opponent quits.
Oh, no. I don't like. I've experienced that. I don't like that at all.
And you don't get anything out of that. So I honestly kind of feel bad for EA in this instance because yes, those are big issues, and yes, they should be rectified. But how is EA going to rectify it? Because anything that I can think of that you can do, people will just abuse. You know, where let's say you're 2 or 3-0 up and something drops, let's say your internet drops, if EA allows a review and stuff like that, allows you to get that win or something, people will find a way to abuse it.
That is true.
And I think that's their biggest worry, right? They don't want people, they've had the history of like old school competitive FIFA with like a lot of the cheating and boosting and BS that's happened. I think they want to try and avoid that.
People don't even know about that. Like competitive players, I think they used to what do they call it? Yeah, just boot people off the game to get the win. It's crazy. You wouldn't even think, but we're quite lucky that we do get disconnects now, but not compared to the crap that used to happen back in the day.
Yeah, not what it was before. I don't even know. I don't know the history of that, so I couldn't even comment on it. Mike, I'm sure you're Mr. Old School.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to go as Mr. Old School here, even with Nick, who's got a home and kids and everything. But if you're going way back in terms of gaming, on the competitive side, FIFA Interactive World Cup got ruined by DDoS, where you could kick people off. That's when I stopped playing that for online qualification. I was like, I'm not doing this. This is beyond, I'm not, ethically this is wrong, time-wise. I don't like this investment of time. Not working for me. I was going to bring up, and both of you might remember this time, EA had introduced in multiple years. I don't remember which year. If you guys, once again, if you got it in the comments, let me know. It was more than just 1 year, though. But I don't think they were back-to-back, where in like the first 10 minutes or the first 5 minutes, you could quit out of the game if the latency was bad. Do you guys remember that?
That was in...
No loss.
No, I don't.
No loss, yeah. No, wow, I
probably
really old school.
Could be FIFA 8 or 9, I think.
Yeah, no, you could. So what would happen, Nick? You and I get into a game, right? We're playing the game. I can pause the game and quit out, and nothing happens if it's in like the first 5 minutes. I think it was the first 5 or 10 minutes. And so EA was trying to deal with latency problems, but the only issue with that was, as you could probably imagine, somebody scores and then the other person quits out.
Yeah,
and it doesn't count.
I was just going to say it's all rife with abuse, and that's the unfortunate thing. The one thing I find interesting, and Matt, you brought up like League of Legends. I think a lot of other competitive games do stuff similar to this, where if you drop out, I think one of the things that they do as well is there's like a 2-minute, maybe 5-minute window where you both can get back into the game.
That's what. All right, so hashtag Boris and I both share the same theory on that, where. If you disconnect from the EA servers, once a game, only one time per that match. If you have multiple disconnects, that's on you. Sorry, tough luck. But if you have one disconnect, you should have maybe a minute to reconnect or 30 seconds to reconnect. That's not a big deal. I'll sit there for a minute, whatever, and it will make these games longer because EA won't know. Like, let's say somebody rage quits. Maybe that, they could try to, they have that reconnect for a minute period. So our rage quits would take an extra minute or an extra 30 seconds. However, I think for people it would still be a win in the long run if you're on the other end of that, where you get disconnects, and they only happen, of course, when you're winning, like Nick said. That seems like how it is, at least.
Like, the thing is, how often do your guys' internet ever go down? Mine hardly ever goes down, so I think the minute window would be really good, actually. To get back in.
My internet doesn't. I mean, it doesn't ever go down. I've got 2 internets linked in to one router. So if one setup goes down, it literally just picks up off the other one. So, I mean, that's going too hardcore, but that's you got to do that's obviously what we got to do if this is our job.
Got to do it.
We want to make sure that's done.
So in terms of streaming, Nick, and that's a quite good question. I'd say from I think Mike came up with this. What would be the dream year for you in terms of streaming, in terms of the new FIFA 18? What are you most looking forward to? What would be your dream year for both?
Okay, so I mean, that's I think that's a
100,000. I'm super cringy
at
all time.
Yeah, well, exactly, right? So, my answer to that, honestly, man, is I'm super cringy with this type of stuff. Like, a dream year for me, bro, and I'm sure anybody can chime in on that, is it's been a dream since 4 years ago. Whatever's happened, whatever happens, and I guess that's kind of the cringiness, is that's the dream year. As long as I'm part of this community, whether I get 50 viewers a stream or 5,000 we get, we've got through the past years, or whatever it is, I'm happy, man. I'm very, very happy. So in terms of FIFA 18, a dream year in terms of growth and stuff like that, I'm not worried. Again, as long as I'm part of the community, I'm very grateful for it. However big or small of a portion I get or keep of the community in terms of viewership, I don't mind. However, dream year in terms of success-wise in FIFA 18, oh, dude, I've got definitely a dream year out there. I definitely, there are targets I want to set for FIFA 18 in terms of my road to glory. I think that's my biggest series on my channel that I started back in FIFA 15, and my road to glory has just gotten bigger and bigger, and this year's been absolutely the biggest ever, thanks to, I mean, huge credit to EA, right, with what they did with 17, with FUT Champs, the competitiveness of it all. Yeah, it's, all the rewards, SBCs making, opening bronze packs and just doing a road to glory in that sense, so profitable. So it's been amazing. So a dream year would be to carry on from what we did this year and go even bigger. And that is, I guess, just up to EA on how they structure FUT Champs. If FUT Champs is even a thing for 18, I'm sure it will be. But you know what I mean? It'll all depend on what type of content they push out. So that hopefully that answer. I mean, that's a really like floofy, shitty answer.
Thank you for that politically correct answer, Nick. We really appreciate.
Yeah, right. That totally politically. I mean, because I genuinely I don't know what a dream year is. You know what I mean? Like this industry is so savage.
You've summed it up
like
perfectly.
It's so up and
You've
down,
literally
man. Like
answered that perfectly. Like it's already a dream. Like that's the best answer we could have hoped for. It's already a dream.
And I don't remember what your other part of the question was.
Oh,
I don't remember what the other.
Just what would you want from FIFA 18? What do you think FIFA 18 needs?
We could sit on this honestly for about 4.5 hours. Okay, I'll tell. Okay, in my head, these are the things that I really, really, really want to see from FIFA 18. And in your comment section, I'm sure people will correct me if I'm incorrect, but I feel, at least me as a FUT user since 2009, since the game was created, like a FIFA Ultimate Team player. One thing I've always loved with this game mode is the stats and the stats tracking and all of that stuff. And one thing I would love to see from EA going forward in FIFA 18, I don't know if they have coded it into the game, I don't know if that's in development or not, but is give us more stats tracking. I do not want to look at my center back Smalling after I've used him for 700 games, and the only idea of how he's performed for my club is I know how many goals he's scored, how many assists he has, and how many red cards and yellow cards he has. Like they track so many more stats in the game.
Well,
like why can we not have for like
they
defenders?
Track so much, so it's like surely you can integrate that into Ultimate.
Exactly. It's all on the server. It's literally all on the server, right? So, like, I want to be able to see, like, tackle percentage, tackles won by my center backs, you know? For God's sakes, goalkeeper, like, clean sheets per game, clean sheet average. Maybe every single player, a man of the match percentage, how many games they've played, how many man of the matches they've got. Because what I would like, and what I think it would help for a lot of us, like, hardcore FIFA Ultimate Team players, and whether that's hardcore or casual, I think anytime you build a team, you have to come up with your own synopsis, if you will, of how good a player has done or not done for you after 10 games or 20 games in FUT Champs, right? Sure, you get a little bit of an idea for how many goals they've scored and assists they have, but at the end of using, like, let's say I go buy myself a Team of the Season Christian Eriksen, right? And I want to use them on my Road to Glory series or just in general for a squad builder, whatever anyone wants to do, or in a squad on stream, whatever. I want to use them for 40 games. After those 40 games are done, I would love to be able to look at his stats and actually be able to tell myself or people that may be watching how good or bad he was for me, not just off of my opinion, but with more stats. Not just assists and goals, but pass completion, man of the match, man of the match awards, and anything else, like dribble completion percentage, all of that stuff.
People want proof. They want evidence. Like, it's like when, say if you do a review on someone, let's say you review Smalling or Chiellini, you can only see the goals, you can't see pass completion, you can't see how many clean sheets. It's one of the best points I've had in a long time. I mean, they definitely do track them. They have to. Even, when you go in your club and you click on, I think, leaderboards, and you can see, like, your top scorers, but I'm pretty confident you can't see, like, the top scorers from your whole club. So even that is not, like, accurate. But I think they should listen to you, man. They definitely should. I think we all love stats. We all love it.
Yeah, my girl.
Yeah, and I just think it would make the game more deep.
Well, it does. It gives you that next step of even analyzing your own gameplay as well. Because as you're doing these player reviews, as you're looking at these players, and really diving into that next step of, oh my god, or FIFA nerdness, or whatever you want to categorize this as, right? We almost need another additional category for what we're looking for. But these are the hardcores. These are the extremists. These are the pro players, the guys that are YouTubers. We want to know, and we want to tell you with confidence, it's not just my opinion, even though you might think I'm credible, or Nick's credible, or Matt's credible. But here you go. Look at all these additional stats, and you can apply that to also how you play. For example, a lot of people talk to me about Gorilla because he's amazing at FIFA. But his style is so difficult to replicate. I would not make tutorials trying to teach you how to play like Gorilla. Not because it's not excellent and amazing and just spectacular, but because it's just such this crazy style. It's like, I don't know why he moved up the center back there and went for a slide tackle in the middle player. You got me. I'd have to ask Gorilla. I guess he felt it. There's a few pros that have a Gorilla-esque style. I'd say like him, Sean Allen. There's another guy too. I can't get it out. That just do like things where I think that was so YOLO. Like he's like, nope, not waiting. I don't care. Nope, don't care. That's the only way Drake would describe their play for sure. YOLO. That's YOLO right there.
Yeah.
It's true. It is actually true.
But I agree. Put the stats in the game. My girl says she loves a good theme. Guys, we love a good stat.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Like sports junkies, that's what we live for, stats. Man. Like, you know what I mean? And like you go look. So, and then I take it back. And sorry, I'm beating down the subject. But you look at like Topps Kick. You look at any of the other card games that are app based. Look at the stats that are covered in those games. You click like the player card, and it'll show you. And again, you want to talk stats? I want even more stats. I want to know what number my Team of the Year Ronaldo that I packed is out of all the Ronaldos packed. I want to know that, like, my Ronaldo is number 17 packed out of maybe 17. And then as time progresses, my number is number 17 and there's 300 in circulation or whatever. All of that stuff is in other card collecting games. Why EA doesn't put that into FIFA Ultimate Team, I don't know.
So yes,
stats are.
It's in the game.
It needs to be.
They used to
just copy Topps Kick, man. They're doing it. Like, just copy them.
They used to have these like stats that you've been describing, Nick, on EA's old site. I think it was EA's Football Club or something like that. In FIFA 09, when you used to play online, because you always used to play online, head-to-head before Ultimate Team became huge, and they'd have all of those stats on a really old, like, Adobe Flash website. They had that, so I don't know really why they don't have it right now. I just hope they watch this podcast and hear your point on that, because
I mean, you guys are the ones that are in with EA. You send them to the right people. I'm sure they'll love to.
FootWiz, if you're listening,
FootWiz,
your site will get more traffic if you can figure out how to integrate this. Okay, I promise you.
I think he could. I reckon he could. He's a clever guy.
Yeah. Well, and so okay. Let's talk more FIFA 18 then, and what I would like to see, and let's build on that. And this is not a shot at FUTWiz or FUTBin or FUTHead, all those, because those websites have revolutionized the game, and
they've grown it.
Sadly for EA, made their game 10 times better, because everything that you can do on FUTWiz and FUTHead should be available in the game, in my eyes. First of all, why is it still in FIFA 17? I cannot look at all the in-game stats of my players when I click my player's card in the hub. Why do I have to go in the game?
That's annoying.
Why do I have to go to FUTHead to see all the in-game stats? Give that stuff to me. You know how, like, on FIFA, when you click a card, you have the tabs, and, like, Legends have that extra tab on the card where you can go look at their history? Yeah. Why doesn't every single card have an extra tab, which is in-game stats? And you can see all the in-game stats. You want to take it further, boys? Why the fuck don't we see then the chemistry style boosts as well? Live. Give me the stats boost to the chemistry styles as they apply. That needs to happen.
I'm dying over it. Oh.
That needs to happen. Why are we guessing what engine does? Why is FUTWiz and FUTHead the ones that have to come up with the actual number boosts on the cards on their website, and it's not available within FIFA Ultimate? That is insanity.
And in theory, you want us to spend more time on your game, less time on their websites. If
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So,
yes,
a logical business person here, integrate it.
Yeah.
It's helped the FIFA sites be as big as they are, because a lot of the content on there is literally not on Ultimate Team.
It's necessary. It's necessary.
100%.
You need it. I want it.
Why are we meant to guess what a hunter card does to such and such player? If I want to use a Zlatan Ibrahimovic, I should be able to, let's say, go buy a hunter card off of the market and see Zlatan have 72 pace and 90 shooting. And when I apply the hunter card, it doesn't just say hunter, and believe me, Nick 2018, it's going to boost him. It should say when I'm just so passionate about the game.
For the help of the game.
It's because
you want this game to be amazing.
It's just like
exactly.
People talk trash when they play sports, not because they just want to talk trash, but because they care about the result.
Mm-hmm.
I feel, there's a lot of intensity in this. There's some adrenaline. That's why you get butterflies before something as well. If it's important, you might get butterflies.
Yep, 100%, dude. 100%.
So much passion.
And dude, I could go on about what I would want from FIFA 18, and and unfortunately the way things have gone, my verbal relationship with EA and the dev team isn't there. And for instances like this, I wish it was, considering I live in the same city. But that's through my own fault. So that's not to be worried. But like, you can talk endlessly about the improvements, dude. Like the whole chemistry system needs to be revamped. Like they call it FIFA Ultimate Team. But it's not FIFA Ultimate Team. It's FIFA Ultimate Team based off of what EA's chemistry restrictions and requirements are.
They used to have it
don't you guys always find that weird? Where you can't really build your best possible team. If you love Philipp Lahm, and you love that special end-of-era Philipp Lahm, well, you got to work to get him on chem in your team. You can't literally just have Sergio Ramos next to Philipp Lahm and eventually have them work well together and build your ultimate team if you want them on chemistry or playing at their best, because
I miss, like,
EA's system isn't built for that.
FIFA 09 to, was it? Yeah, FIFA 09 to FIFA 09 to 13 Ultimate Team, where you really could have your own Ultimate Team in a way, because the Brasilva teams you could have would all be on, like, obviously full chem with even like a hybrid. Like that, those links were the links you could get in those games were like Ultimate Team. I miss those days, because back in those days, you guys know it, we're all veterans here. On Foothead, the squads that you could build were insane on those games. You could build the most ridiculous hybrid ever, whereas now you may need like a legend to be in the middle of your team to make that work. And I know what you mean, like, I do miss those chemistry days of those old FIFAs.
Well, genuinely, they've gone the right route this year with Legends. And a lot of people, you know what? A lot of people disagree with even what we're saying here about, like, being able to build your own Ultimate Team, because you hear an argument all the time on Reddit or the forums, whenever this type of thing comes up, or like in the comments section of videos, if you ever mention like having more dynamic chemistry where you can build your Ultimate Team, people always revert back to, well, then you're just going to see all the sweatiest possible players in every position.
So let them do that.
My argument is
do it.
Exactly. That happens already.
I'll bring it Ronaldo
exactly.
everywhere.
That is fun.
Yeah, just let it happen. Let Ronaldo be in a Prem team if you want him to be. Like, it's Ultimate Team, man.
So, in terms of FIFA, we all spend a lot on FIFA points. Nick, would you say this has been the most expensive one for FIFA, or do you think previous FIFAs?
No, previous FIFA. So this year for me, with my poor man Road to Glory and how it's taken off for FIFA 17 because of FUT Champs and stuff like that, specifically for me, this is actually probably, even though I spent a lot, in job perspectives, no, this has probably been one of the cheaper years because my Road to Glory has been so successful on stream, on YouTube. Wow. Like, you know, I'd like to think I have my dream team now, Team of the Season Ibra and Team of the Season Dembele and Legend Rio Ferdinand and Player of the Year Kante and all these cards and you know, and Player of the Month Hazard and all that stuff. And I have it all from literally just playing the game, trading, you know, doing all that stuff. So this year, credit to EA, and that hopefully doesn't scare them into like making the rewards worse in FUT Champs, because I think a lot of people think like that. But for me, it's definitely not been the biggest year in terms of money. And I never want to talk down EA in terms of like the reward system that they have in place, but I've been someone that's spent, even before I did YouTube as a job, like I've been someone that spent thousands a year, even in FIFA 10 and FIFA 11 Ultimate Team, on the game, on packs. And never has there ever been a year where I've ever thought that spending a lot of money on packs was ever worth it. I think there's something to be said if you have some spare money to throw around and you've done all of your charity work and you've done everything you think is right. I don't think there's anything wrong with spending some money on something that you enjoy, whether it's FIFA Ultimate Team or anything else. But I just dumping endless money into FIFA points has just never been amazing. So yeah, this year I've kind of like started to wean myself off because I just never really found the reward.
And on that note, what a podcast.
Woo! Yeah, that was fun,
awesome.
man. That was fun. Honestly, we talking FIFA and improvements. We could be sitting here for another 7.5 hours.
With you on that, Nick, about FIFA 18 and what. Or Matt, you can come on for like a dedicated podcast for that.
Oh yeah, of course.
FIFA 18. What do we need? What do we want?
Exactly, it'd be awesome.
I don't know if I can even really talk about FIFA 18 because I actually got to play the game, so I feel like I might be in a position now where people take what I say as a fact versus an opinion.
Oh yeah,
so I might be screwed.
That's true.
So maybe I can't debate it. I'll be like, Nick, cheering you on. Give him some. Do what you got to do on the stream.
Yeah, I got you. Well, thanks for having me on, boys. It was super fun, man. I love this.
It's
stuff.
really good fun.
I love just chit chatting. You know, we gotta start doing this. If things kick off, this needs to be face to face. I'll fly out there.
Come to Gamescom. So guys, big thank you to Nick for coming on the stream. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Very good fun.
That was good. It's fine. I hope people enjoyed it. Hopefully, people got past the cringe of the first 2 or 3 or 5 minutes of the cringy intro stuff with me talking about loving everything. But I think we got some good stuff, man. Like that FIFA 18, I'm excited. Put it that way. I'm excited, and I really enjoy it.
Now. But yeah, thank you to Mike as always for being the co-host. As always, great. You're perfect, man, for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and make sure you go and subscribe and leave a like on all of Nick's and Mike's videos. Their links will be down below. Follow them on Twitter, all that good stuff. And yeah, we shall see you again soon.